Hello! Welcome, new and old viewers, adventurers from all realms. Welcome to Forgotten Rolls. I'm John Bates, your humble game master. So I hope everyone had a good and safe July 4th holiday. Hope no one blew off their fingers and hands. I feel like we have no announcements going into tonight. So we'll get right into it. There we go. Music's back. So, last time, after exploring a strange asteroid that housed a metal chest and battling two gold sentinels, the crew of the Outlier landed on Caria, a beautiful planet with a supercontinent filled with rolling green hills, misty highlands, and an endless field of cairns. Cairns.
Not Karen.
Not Karens.
Not
Cairns.
Planned Karenhood.
Wow. That was...
Moms for Liberty.
Oh, God. You land right outside Oakenward, a village that's part of the Raven Run Barony. To start your investigation in search of an ancient tome. After going into the Quaint Fig Tavern, you meet a friendly halfling named Sasha Barone. After discussing what you're here for and whatnot, she volunteers her service to help the group. She returns to her house to retrieve the book with Zen on her tail, just because, we're all a little bit paranoid. When she didn't come back out, Zen went in and found her dead. Immediately going back to the group, they return to the house and strangely find it locked. Zen tried to break it down, but was unsuccessful due to her little legs. Zarok stepped up, though, and broke the door down, with his hand on his sword and ready to go. So what are we doing, guys?
Okay. Zarok is not gently pushing in this door, just kind of like, bam, knock it down. Gonna look around the room and just observe. Does it look like there was sign of like a scuffle or anything going on?
Roll investigation check.
Can I follow and also investigate to see if anything the blinds have changed since I was in there last? Like, is the teacup still broken? Is
Yeah, you can assist.
the
or
door
roll
open?
separately.
Okay. Let me see what my investigation is.
14.
Okay, I guess I'm rolling separately.
Oh, my bad.
Okay.
17. Bitch.
Wow.
Here we go. Even better.
Zarok, you see no signs of a scuffle. You do see a broken teacup. But nothing that Zen didn't tell you already. But Zen, you see some fingerprints by her bedroom door. And also on the lock. A little bit bigger than a halfling's.
What kind of fingerprints? I'm good to go investigate. Are they blood?
No blood.
Is it like oily?
Yeah. Just like regular.
Like, is it like black smudge it? Like, oh, I can see the fingerprint. Like, I inspected the finger, like actual.
Correct.
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't need fingerprints.
Zen, you said there was a body in here.
Did I? Oh yeah. In this room.
I'm gonna go take a look.
But there's fingerprints.
Good job. That's a very thorough investigation there, Zen.
Thank you.
You follow up on that. I'm gonna inspect the body, and I'll go to the body and let Zen continue.
Okay.
By the way, Grim is in the doorway looking out, longbow drawn.
Okay. You're just keeping watch, just in
Yes.
case. Okay. So, Glix, you're going to look at the body.
Yeah, I'm going to check it out.
So you open the bedroom door, and you're not sure if Zen is up to her old tricks, playing pranks, but there's no body.
Let me look around, see if there's any signs of something being moved, or any blood, or any such thing.
Make an investigation check.
Investigation.
Can everybody hear me now?
Yeah.
Just trying to talk. Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. So Echo is just sort of hovering around like it doesn't really know what to do, and he is still holding his the mug from the tavern filled with ale.
It's kind of like the introvert at the party, just holding the.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Would I notice that the body's gone too?
Are you in the room?
I mean, I was at the door looking at the fingerprints, wasn't I?
The door's closed. The bedroom door is
Where were the fingerprints
on the handle.
of the door?
Mm-hmm.
That
So
glitch just opened.
Did Glix go under the door?
Well, Glix just opened it, so yeah, you would see it.
Okay.
Listen, you said investigation. That's going to be a 16.
16. You do see an imprint on the bed of where a halfling was. And the door in the window is open.
She disintegrated.
That's a good hypothesis, Zen, but perhaps we should do some more investigating before we jump to any drastic conclusions.
Yeah, Zarok's gonna walk to the window and kind of like look out. Does see any footprints and where they lead off or anything?
You're looking at the window?
Yeah.
Make a perception check.
Okay. Perception.
Perception.
So you're trying to gain just a view of the entire vista in front of you.
May I investigate for trapdoors or slidey doors or hidden doors?
Sure.
I got a 17.
17.
Ooh.
So you're looking out the window, and it's right up against the field that you landed in. So you see the ship off to the side, and you see the endless field in front of you. There is a figure, humanoid, on a distant ridge in the far off in this field of cairns. Doesn't seem like anyone you've seen before. You can't make out their face, but you do see some horns coming off the back of the head, just all in robes.
And can tell that they're kind of like looking in the direction we are.
Yeah.
Okay. Whoever closest, probably Zen, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Zen and Glix are both in the room.
Zarok's gonna go ahead and reach down and kind of like pull Zen over. You see that creepy shit over there?
Huh?
Okay.
Did I find any doors? I rolled a 24.
No. Everything
Dang it.
is perfectly intact. There's nothing secret.
Nothing said.
It's just,
Nothing safe.
I thought it,
Not secret, not safe.
but I didn't say it.
Hey, Zarok,
Yeah.
I see him. Or
Okay.
them.
Okay. Well, I just need to make sure that I'm not going crazy.
It's not just you. I swear, there was a body here.
There's not a body there anymore?
Oh, no.
Do we even know if she was dead in the first place?
I don't know.
It's all right,
Yeah.
Zen. I don't think anybody here doesn't believe you that there was a body here. Whether she was dead or not might have been beyond your perception at the time, but that, does not change that we believe what you were saying.
Well, clearly I believe there was a body there, but
Maybe
did
a
you
sleeping
check for
body, right?
for breathing or a pulse?
I checked.
Then perhaps someone else got to her before we did. Probably whoever put the body there in the first place.
Also, Zorak and I, we see this crazy looking dude out in the cairns.
It hurts.
Kearns?
The rocks.
How far out?
Pretty dang far.
Zarok sentry?
Could be, but why look in this direction where our friend here said a dead body was?
Keep an eye on them. I'm
Uh,
gonna slink out.
while all of this is happening, Echo would like to look at books in the apartment or house or whatever.
Yeah. There's a full bookcase, chock full of all kinds of books. Anything.
I'm just looking for anything that stands out.
There's, all kinds. She was a halfling, so obviously there's gardening and all those types of books.
Wow, stereotype much?
Yeah, I'm profiling. But there is one, a book that she did mention about the cosmology.
The one that I
Oh.
took already and
Oh, you already
gave
have
to. Yeah, I took that.
Okay, then no.
Nagram has it.
Okay. That's right. As far as other notable books, there's some about the history and mythology surrounding Caria. That's basically it. And other fiction and all those, smut books.
Smart. Oh.
Ooh.
I'll take one of those. No, if there's anything that's like, history or anything else that is cosmology related, I would like to take that.
Yeah, so you grab the mythology and history of Caria. And that's all she would have. That's notable that you can grab, that you would want. Is that it? What are you guys doing now?
Grim, you said you had a plan, right?
Oh, I'm already sneaking.
Okay.
Where are you sneaking to? Out the back, you said?
Well, I was at the front door, so I'm gonna kind of slink out the front door and try to close it, like not even open it wide. And then I want to sneak my way up to where Zarok was pointing at the figure.
Just so you know, the figure is about a few hundred
A
feet
long
away.
ways away.
Yeah, it's
What?
They are up on a ridge a few hundred feet out into the cairns. So it's a pretty hefty distance away. It's just enough where Zarok can see a figure, can't make out any details except for the horns coming out.
Like the silhouette.
Kind of, yeah.
I'll climb up on a building and try to look at it myself.
Okay. Trying to climb up. Roll an athletics check.
21.
21. Easy enough. Just find a handhold, find a little something to put your feet on. Just kind of
Zip my way up.
yeah, just cut. And now you have a vantage point.
Can I even tell if this person is looking in a direction?
From the general posture, you can tell that they are looking right at your guys' direction.
Okay.
But they don't seem to be doing anything. They're just... You see he's holding a staff. But that's about it. Nothing threatening, just watching.
Guys, I say we make our way over to that person.
Do you think they're gonna remain there as we approach?
Don't know.
Kind of
Fair enough.
suspicious if they move, right?
Yeah, but at least we can look around the area when they're standing.
Zarok's not going to even bother using the front door. He's going to go ahead and climb out the window and start walking straight into that direction. Well, let's find out.
I mean, no use searching an empty house without a body.
Is everyone leaving the house at this point? Zed,
As well.
what do you
Zed is gonna hang back. Shut up. Yeah, I'm gonna steal. I'm gonna look for anything that might look value.
Okay, roll investigation check.
Ah, fuck. 9.
9. You find a gold fork.
I take it.
Okay. It
Need to put that in my inventory.
has worth of 1 gold.
Nice. I'm gonna mute myself while I type because I'm an aggressive type.
On the way out, I would like to take a moment to look around the kitchen and see if there's any spices I've never seen before.
Yeah, make because you're looking for specific spices and stuff like that to deal with, being a chef, roll investigation. If you're not proficient, add your proficiency modifier to it.
Right. Not great, but that's a 10.
10. See a little vial above the oven. It's labeled saffron.
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 Saffron. I'll just kind of stick it in the hand. Carry this for me for now. I don't want to break it.
Just gloops into a hand.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, just hand is walking around with a little vial, just kind of like in amoebus state, just floating. Are you all leaving now?
Yeah. Well, whenever Zen leaves, I'll leave.
Okay. Grim is on the roof. Zara climbed out the window.
I will be following close to Zarok.
Okay. So do you climb out the window as well?
I suppose.
Zarok, when you plant your feet down after shimmying away out the window, you see Echo kind of just
I have to be very careful because I don't want to spill my ale.
right. Just very carefully but deftly just kind of crawl his way out of the window.
You didn't spill any, did you?
I don't think so.
Good, good. Keeps on going.
Awesome.
Sen's gonna dive roll out the window.
I'd expect nothing less. Glix, are you doing anything weird out the window, or are you just walking out the front door? You're muted.
I'll sort of go over and just kind of gloop out the window.
You do something weird. Got it.
I'll fold out of it and then sort of switch when the upper half is with the lower half, just sort of flip it around. And then I'll take my apron and readjust it.
And I will say too, Zarok, as he's walking, probably gives Grim like some kind of like hand gesture and everything.
Are you telling me you're still home?
We're clear.
It might not actually mean anything.
Grim's just up there like, yeah, we're
Yeah.
good.
But I am going to stay up on the roofs and try to bounce my way so I can keep an eye on the guy.
Okay. Yeah, that's easy enough. Are you all making your way into the field?
Sure.
Cool.
So,
Yeah, when I get to the edge of the civilization, I'll jump down, and as long as I can still see him.
Yeah. Just for the funsies, roll an acrobatics check.
Okay.
Natural one. The tile slips and you just slide
No.
off the roof.
21 again.
21. When you get to the edge of the roof, you just kind of do a front flip and just kind of plant your feet down right next to the group.
Nice.
Zen's gonna look up at you with like her normal face, because her face doesn't change.
Mm.
But she's gonna give a little nod, like, I see you.
That's not what I was talking about doing.
I don't know what you were talking about doing.
We have here is a failure to communicate.
We never established hand gestures aside from like stop and rally and go.
If you weren't paying attention,
And then the one that you always give me when I ask you questions, which is this.
That's a pretty universal answer for that. So you kind of far enough away from the ship, but you see the ship just kind of anchored into the ground, and you hop the rock wall. It's low enough, you don't have to make a roll for it. And now you're in the field of cairns.
And it's still on the ridge.
Yeah. They are still watching you.
And it looks like they're watching us, not the house now.
Correct.
Okay.
You kind of see the horns kind of move. So you can estimate that they're watching you.
Unless it's like that optical illusion with the shadow where you don't know if it's spinning clockwise or counterclockwise.
Depends on
I
the
hear
perspective.
Yanni.
Shut up. So you're walking through this field, and cairns of different sizes. Some that's 3 to 5 stones high. There are some that could be their own dwelling. What?
Watching Jared. Sorry.
I'm sorry, I'm struggling today.
It's just the camera, and then it's just.
We had a very stressful weekend. Please forgive us. Mainly me. There is a feeling of solemnity when you walk through these cairns. Almost like you're walking through a graveyard.
How tall are these Karens?
Cairns? These Karens are like 5'2", 5'3" with their haircut.
Are they requesting to speak to the manager?
They're ranging heights. Some are come to your waist. Some come to your full height. Some are triple, quadruple your size. Wide range and spectrum of shapes and sizes.
I had to look them up. Forgot what they look like.
Are you good now?
I thought they were. In my brain, I was picturing the other ones.
Yeah.
No, the hooplas, the hoopty-doopties. What are they called?
The
The
hoodoos?
hoodoo.
Hoodoos.
The
I was
hoopties?
picturing hoodoos.
The hoopties are a beat up
Wrong
car.
story.
Oh God.
No,
okay.
they're just
Sorry.
stacked stones.
Yes, I got that. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, there's a solemn feeling as you trek through, winding your way through these piles of rocks. As you get closer to the ridge, you all hear a voice in your head.
Fuck.
I don't like that.
A deep voice, but it's kind. Goes, I know why you have come here. I know what you seek. Come closer and we will talk.
I want to think really hard.
Cool.
I don't even know why we're here. That's internally.
You don't hear anything back.
Upon receiving the message in his head, Glitz just kind of melts. Just falls into a blob.
Have I seen Glix do this before?
Yeah, this is his sort of other. This is what he looks like when he's not pretending to look like a pussy.
Okay.
And
A what?
A
Yeah.
person.
Oh, a person. Okay,
I
Jesus.
heard.
That is not what I heard.
No, no. Just want to make
We're
sure.
all on the same page.
yeah, this is what he looks like when he's not looking like a pussy.
You're still writing that line.
I'm gonna write your line in a minute if you don't shut up, boy.
Oh, that's a boy. That's a little...
Glix, are you okay?
Yeah, just not used to hearing stuff inside.
Okay. It's kind of echoey in my head.
So we all heard that voice.
Oh, you heard it too?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So,
Sounded friendly enough.
Is the horned figure still visible?
Yeah.
How close are we now?
You are still about a couple 100 feet away.
I want to wave. Does it wave back?
You just kind of see like a head nod.
Okay.
Do you continue on?
Oh yes, I
I guess we're going. Is this how we feel?
Grim is just going to keep confidently walking forward.
Yeah.
Okay.
Zarok alongside.
Okay, we'll just trust the voices in our head. This seems to work for me sometimes.
Was there a question or doubt?
Sounded
he
kind to
know?
me.
How does
Sounded
he
like a
know?
nice person.
How does he know?
I don't know, but
Does he know that we're looking for Sasha?
Let's find out, right?
I don't tend to trust people who know more than me about what I'm doing. Which I guess sort of happens a lot. But I don't like it. I'm going to start glooping myself back together.
Totally normal sentence. Yeah. Guys.
I guess we'll go.
Yeah. Continue on your way. Is there any conversations you want to have along the way, or?
Glix, do you ever
Yeah.
do you ever get dirt or blades of grass stuck inside of you?
Not stuck. And I can just sort of eject that kind of stuff.
Man, I wish I had that much control over my own body.
I'm not really sure how to reply to that.
If I get a splinter, it takes me effort to get it out of my finger.
Well, if you get a splinter, you could bring it to me, and I could probably remove it with relative ease.
He gets splinters. Silly.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I get splinters. I just sort of reform around it so it's no longer stuck in my body.
Totally makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, could you imagine a pile of Jell-O with a splinter stuck in it? It's pretty simple to remove.
Well, the Jello that I was imagining isn't sentient, so
But imagine if it was.
I'm sorry. What is Jello?
It's sort of a. It's a sweet treat if you take sort of hooves from some creatures,
Jeez.
crush it up into a powder. You know, never mind. I'll just make it sometime. It's much better if you don't know the ingredients, I've learned. Most people don't want to hear that.
Okay.
Why not just eat the hooves?
Or chew on them at least.
Most people, I think, don't really have the teeth for chewing on hooves. But I can make some if that's what you would prefer. I just boil them in a broth for a while and add some seasoning. And, I don't know, probably put a glaze or a drizzle on top. Yeah.
If you make Jello, can you make blue Jello so it's like I'm eating you?
That's a bit of a strange request, then, but yeah, I suppose I could.
Okay, works for me.
Be careful that you don't accidentally eat hand. If it's got a piece of amber inside of it, don't eat it.
Gotcha.
Continuing on.
You asked if there was conversation.
You're not wrong. Yeah, you continue on your way, and as you get closer, you notice that the ridge is kind of part of a large rocky hill. Not so much as a mountain. It's a tall hill. It's not really a mountain. It's very domed, with many rock outcroppings lining around it. And you see the figure standing on one of these outcroppings, just calmly watching you, and get about 50 feet out, and not in your heads, out loud, he'll say, well, thank you very much for not coming in ready to attack.
We're not ready to attack.
We are exiled out in the fields of remembrance because we carry on the old ways of Caria. Yes, Metal One.
Oh, what do you look like?
You see this figure. I have his hero forge. I'll put into the Discord. If you just bear with me, so my players can see.
Does he look like he belongs here?
Does he look like a baby?
Oh no, he's barking at us now.
Just give me 1 second.
Then why you try to fuck him like a bitch?
I'll be right back.
Wow.
Wow.
Does anyone hear those coyotes?
Yeah. It's crazy.
No, we're only calling coyotes.
Coyotes.
I think a piece of grass moved outside and it sent him into a tizzy.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay, don't need that. Okay. Bada bing, bada boom.
You can just do a Windows key Shift S to do a quick snip and just sort of Control V to paste it in the chat. It's much quicker than saving a screenshot, finding the file.
Well, it's already done, so shut up.
Oh, look at that. What you do?
Keyboard shortcuts 101.
So what you see? You
Where'd you
see
post it?
I put into the stream chat.
Ah. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
You see this figure in
Still don't see it.
Earth. I put it into the stream chat. Yeah, it's
I
there.
don't believe you.
Oh, because I didn't press enter.
Ah.
So you see this figure in earth tone type robes, very handmade, hand spun type fabric, handmade leather, fur trimmed boots, a fur lined cloak, and they're wearing a wooden mask. It's covering their face. With a elk skull with horns coming out the back of it. He's holding a wooden staff.
You say you've been exiled. Can I assume then that you do not have red hair?
No. No, we do not.
Is that why you were exiled?
One of the factors in our exile, yes.
Is the rest of the factors that you're ugly?
I guess
That was mean.
ugly is a
Well,
perspective.
I think all people with flesh are sort of ugly, but I mean by the standards of everyone else here.
Right.
Not here, because the girl that we met earlier who thought she was ugly was gorgeous.
Right.
Perhaps we should just ask why were you exiled?
Yeah, you know, that's a good point, Echo. I apologize for offending you, sir, or madam, or anything. And I do not think that you are ugly.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. Our exile dates back a few centuries. Our order, the Cosain Circle, Cosain, we worship the ways of the world before civilization took hold. We honor the old ways of nature and people living in harmony. Caria, the goddess that's worshipped on this world, she was one of the, well, in our histories or mythologies, however you want to look at it, our world was founded by Caria and another god, as DM checks notes. I know it, but I don't know it.
Jarnathan.
Jarnathan.
Did not expect Jarn.
Cariata and Ziran. Ziran. In the stories they told us as children, these two looked at this world and found it beautiful and cultivated it. Ziran is one for wild nature and went off elsewhere in search of other worlds to help cultivate. Vardis is one where he's very prevalent. But Cariata enjoyed this place for its beauty so much that she stuck around and helped make it to what it is now. Over the centuries and millennia, the people have built up this mythology and mystique around Cariata that they wanted to personify her. Years ago, there was a war. It wasn't a violent war. It was a war to see who was more beautiful.
Culture war.
Yes.
I've heard those get real annoying.
They're very pointless. Yes. Lots of resources sunk away to idiotic things, but that's besides the point. What happened was something was made to elongate life. Now, the residents that you see, at least the ones with red hair, like the goddess, who was storied to have the most beautiful, flowing red hair anyone has ever seen, they live a little bit longer than they should.
A little bit. Define a little bit.
For anyone that looks 30, they are, give or take a few years, actually 100.
So not a little bit. That's a lot of it.
In the small spectrum of humans, yes. They
Are you not human?
They are not elves. They are by blood humans. But
And that makes you not human?
if one were to study these, one would say they are human.
But you don't have red hair and you act as though you are much older than the normal human lifespan.
My touch with nature allows me to live a little bit longer, but not as long as them. There are ways to elongate life naturally and not as blasphemous is the wrong word. I'm not that religious. Unnatural.
I'm sorry, you said that you know why we are here. How do you know why we are here?
I know many people who have come from out of world seeking relics or answers or ways of cheating death. You don't seem the ones to be wanting to do that. You're not as aggressive. So either you're seeking relics, and I know of one, I know of a few.
I think that you're being a bit presumptuous as to our
Ask.
there's a word that I'm looking for, and I forgot what it is, but continue. Sorry. Motives.
Ah,
That's the word.
it's...
So what makes you think that you know what we're here for? If you don't know what we're here for and you're assuming.
Well, not many relics have survived over the years. There are 2 relics that I know of. One is a tome, as I was expected.
What's the other?
Yeah, what's the other?
Yeah.
Well, like I said,
Yeah.
you are not here to elongate your life. So obviously you're not after that one.
Did you know because we came in on a ship? Do we look like pirates to you?
Good question. Do we look like pirates?
I mean, I haven't seen you pillage.
Oh, well, that's because we're like space buccaneers.
And that's space Vikings that pillage.
I think pirates would also technically pillage.
They would plunder. Sorry.
Plunder, yes.
What's the difference between plundering and pillaging?
I believe pillaging is more violent.
Okay,
Good point.
so hold on. Before we get too off topic, where the fuck's the tone?
Quick and to the point.
That's
Damn.
Zarok.
That's a resident of Mirka if I've ever seen one.
America?
God damn it.
Mirka. You know, I made that name and it sounded so cool in my head.
Always say your names out loud to other people before you settle on them.
What did the skin tone give it away?
Your skin tone, the way you hold yourself as a samurai.
Well, that's where you're wrong. I am no samurai.
You still follow the code.
A samurai has a master. I have no master.
A samurai can be his own master.
That's a different title. But before we get off,
We're going to spend time debating the semantics between samurai and not samurai, and not debate the semantics between plunder and pillaging.
You speak as though you're well traveled, farther than these lands, maybe even farther than this planet.
I've done some traveling, yes.
Excuse me.
Metal one again, yes.
Do you have a name?
We here in the circle gave up our names a long time ago.
That's annoying.
Do you have a title or something that they refer to you as then?
They do call me Droog.
Droog?
D-R-U-G.
Drug?
Droog.
I'm sorry, can you tell us a little bit more about this tome?
Yes, would you like to go somewhere more not out in the open?
Yes.
Is there a danger to be out in the open here?
You never know what eyes can see.
What happened to Sasha?
If you follow me, you will see.
Okay.
Where do you plan on taking us?
Just follow me. It's not far away. A wild cat appears. And this druid kind of takes a staff and he swirls about and he becomes an air elemental. So this sentient cyclone just whizzing by you and goes around this large hill into an opening on the side.
Follow the guy, Droog.
On the way, I'm gonna sort of lean down to Zen, and I'm gonna say, Zen, just for the future, a lot of times when an individual invites you back to a more private place, oftentimes it's for a sort of romantic attachment. But that's not what's happening here. Things can probably get a little confusing, but I'm just,
Okay.
be aware that in the future, that's a thing that could happen.
We can all hear this, right?
Yeah.
Probably. Not exactly quiet.
Definitely take that into consideration.
When you've asked us to join you in the dining area, were you trying to make a romantic advance that I did not pick up on, Glix?
I suppose he asked all of us too. Oh, Zit, that's a good point. Usually it's not a group of people, although it could be that too. You sort of have to play things by ear.
Have to put out a pineapple.
Grim is gonna smile when you start to explain this further.
Okay. How do you play by ear?
It's sort of an expression for people who have ears.
Okay.
It's like kind of learning about
As you
picking
go?
up on things as you go. Yeah, sort
Okay,
of like
okay.
that.
I will keep that in my head.
I'm sorry. I was trying to teach you a lesson, and it seems that it sort of got away from me because customs are complicated.
You think the lesson got away from you? You're just a little bit.
I believe you can learn more about this sort of lesson in this book that I found.
Nope.
in,
No, I don't think so.
What kind of book is it?
here, you can read it.
Okay. What's the book title?
I will tell you after the break. Hey, we're back. Oops.
Oops.
Welcome back from the break. Remember, if you're liking our content, like our stuff, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. And now we're back. So, after your riveting conversation about whether someone is trying to pick you up or not, you follow this person that you just met, Droog, got turned into an air elemental, and follow them into, seems to be a cave.
You did not answer the question from before the break.
The book. It is a romance between a hobgoblin and an elf. And the name of this book is The Ears of Desire.
The ears of desire. Ears of ears or like ears of corn.
Yes.
Okay.
With parentheses in front of ears, it says with a Y, so it looks like it's years of desire.
I quit.
I don't know smut, okay?
Well,
Clearly.
You probably should have spent your break Googling smut names.
And there's a random generator for that. Don't ask how I know.
So, as you go into this cave, light is pouring in from 3 different points. At the further end of the cave are 2 large circular points of light, and in the middle is a triangular piece of light that comes in. Kind of floods the area with light. This is a large area. Around the perimeter on the inside is wooden scaffolding, and on top of these platforms are little makeshift tents and wooden housing. Just not like they're not terrible. They're not. Okay, are we focusing or are we good?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're good. We're good.
They are very sturdy housing. They don't seem ramshackle. They don't seem like a shanty town. It's well built inside this cavern, with wooden torches along posts that are driven into the ground. There are wooden rope bridges that span across from side to side. In the middle, there's a large, it looks like a domed, thatched hut. In front, there's a large communal campfire with many seats around.
Open seats or filled?
Some of them are filled, just families talking, eating, or just random discussions happening here and there. And you see figures like Droog with masks and kind of keeping guard of the place. Just making sure everything's peaceful and nothing too crazy going on. But
This is the way.
but what you see is mainly just people, families, living, all kinds of hair types, not, just red or brunette. There's blonde, all kinds.
So
of
there are
varieties.
redheads down here too.
Are you asking that as Grim?
No,
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
I'm wondering. We see redheads.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. They don't seem as lofty standard of beauty as what you've seen in the village. They're just normal looking people going about their lives. Kids playing. They're playing that game with the rolling hoop with the sticks. With some of them are throwing around a leather encased ball. Just kids doing kid things. Wooden swords. Seems like normal living in here.
Are they wearing masks too?
Just the sentries that are watching over.
Okay.
Are those other masked ones also part of the circle?
Yes. They are part of the circle of Kosane, yes.
I have a question. Were those rocks out there because of the war?
Some of them, yes. That's how it started. That field. The Field of Remembrance was a memorial to the fallen, to the purged. As
Do
the
you
other
still
side
have-
says.
Do you still have contact with the town, or are you completely severed, isolated, and exiled?
We normally don't meddle with the affairs of the civilized baronies.
I'm sorry, I don't understand. You said it was a war for to see who is more beautiful. Did they just slaughter people who were not up to that standard? Or
History tells us that it came to a point where people with red hair against everyone else who wasn't, where they were to be purged from the genetics of this planet.
But you have red hair here in the underground, and there are those without red hair that were still in the town. Why would they subject themselves to that society if things are so nice here? And what sets these redheads that are with you apart from those in the town?
These young ones of red hair are born from parents that did not.
I look around, and is it only children with red hair, or are there adults with red hair too?
There are children with red hair, but no adults.
Okay. Will these children leave you when they are older?
Well, that is up to them. We don't hold anyone here. It's anyone who seeks to live here, of course, must abide by our chieftain's rules, but they are fair and benevolent. Nothing too authoritative, just you work and you contribute to the tribe.
What? Zen.
Nothing.
You are muted.
That was quite the reaction for nothing.
Is this what you would call a commune?
This is a community, so I would say yes. We are living very happily and symbiotically.
With one person as your leader?
Well, that's where the circle comes in. We all help to make decisions.
So your chieftain has no problem bringing in outsiders.
As long as they want to live a peaceful life, we show no reason to turn people away.
Even groups as well armed as we are.
Yeah, how is the community reacting to us?
There's definitely some attention drawn to you. I mean, you guys are a weird looking group. So you stand out. But no one is like when you walked into the village, no one's kind of like turning their nose up at you. Everyone's just either you see expressions of awe or excitement or curiosity. Nothing negative, no aggression, just people excited about new people.
If a sentry looks over at us, I want to quickly grab my hilt, but I'm not going to actually draw my sword. I just want to see what their reaction is.
They just look at you.
And then I scratch my side.
They just turn away. Someone
You might want to get that checked.
got a rash. All of you, anyone who's proficient in perception,
All right.
go ahead and roll.
It's me. I'm perceptive. Finally.
I'm very
24.
focused on that one guard's reaction.
24,
18.
18.
9.
14.
Me too. I got a 9.
So, as you're having this discussion with Droog, looking at the other sentries, Echo and Zarak, when you're discussing things, under the mask, you do see Droog's eyes, and they are red.
Like bloodshot or
No, the actual color of the iris is red.
do we have a sense of is he human or
Yeah, you can
really
see
tell?
his hands, and they are human-colored skin. You see the skin, around the eyes, like the eyelids and the eye sockets look like normal human skin.
And he has like rounded ears and all of that?
Yeah, if you can look under like the feathers that are adorning his skull, you see normal-looking ears.
Maybe he's been on a late flight.
see yourself out.
Zarak punches the jelly, gets his hand stuck in it.
Just bloop.
Do I know of any reason why a human might have a red iris?
This is something completely new to you.
Oh.
It's not
I'm
even
not going
that
to say
weird.
anything.
It's not even that weird. The clicks. Everybody who has irises looks weird to me.
Zen's gonna change the color. Oh, I don't see it. I'm looking at the kids playing with a leather ball. I kind of want it.
Jesus.
Yeah, Zarak's just gonna like kind of like zone in on his eyes, make it kind of like awkward.
Are you trying to hide this or no?
Nope.
Drew kind of tilts his head back and says, is there anything I can do for you?
Nope.
All right, then. Yes, this is the dwelling of Kosein.
I'm sorry. Did you turn into wind?
I did, yes. Technically an air elemental, but made of wind, yes.
Oh, I thought he summoned it.
Yeah, me too.
Can one of
I
you
would
turn
have
into
reacted a
fire?
lot differently then.
Can one of you turn into fire?
Yes.
Can one of you turn into jelly?
Odd. No, we haven't mastered that substance yet.
If my face changed a lot, this would be the disappointed one.
Well, I'm sorry to disappoint. You're just too unique for me to turn into.
Can each of the members of the circle turn into any element they want, or do you only turn into air and someone only turns into fire and someone only turns into rock?
You have one specific person that can do all four that's born every generation.
Everything was
No,
great
I-
until the Fire Nation attacked. No, I can choose. I can also turn into animals if I need to, because of my connection with nature.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Do you plunder or do you pillage?
Neither.
So you said you got this tome or what?
Let's talk with the chieftain. He has more information than I do. And he'll have you follow him towards the domed thatched hut in front of the campfire.
I would like to steal a leather ball from a child.
I would like to follow quickly behind Zen and try to pull her away from the children.
So, okay, let's resolve this. So first, okay. Zen, roll a sleight of hand check, and Grim, roll a if you're trying to pull quickly, roll an attack like you're grappling.
Okay.
I'm also
like
going to use my built for success to roll an extra d4 on top of it.
A grapple would be in athletics.
Athletics, yeah.
Okay, I can do that. Zen?
19.
22.
Fuck.
So as Zen is about to, she's kind of like inching over, and there's a, the kids are playing with the ball, and she's gonna catch it. Grim, you see this out of the corner of your eye, and just take one step and just kind of scoop her and just
Throw the ball back to the children, Zen.
I don't wanna.
Steal from adults. I'll still judge you for it, but do not steal from children.
I'm gonna shake it to see if there's anything worth it. Like look at it and see if it's anything worth anything, and realize it's just a leather ball, and it's boring. It's fine. It's fine. She's gonna chuck it as hard as she can at a kid.
roll an attack roll.
That's not very good. Attack. Can I use sneak attack?
No.
Oh, okay. So what do I add? What I would just use my strength modifier?
It's ranged, so dex.
For a
Dex.
for a thrown object, yeah.
Okay, so that would be a 12 to hit a kid.
I mean, they don't have AC. So
Jesus Christ.
you just kind of peg a kid in the back. He goes,
And then I'll just
"Hey, who threw that at me? That hurt."
then I'm just gonna go limp in Nagram's arms. So you
Mom,
just have to hold your ear and just
someone threw a ball at me and it hurt.
I thought you had the little one under control, Grim.
I think it
Not
was
my
that-
job. Glix,
that
why
other
is
kid.
your friend stealing balls from children and throwing them at them?
She's learning lessons about life.
But that's just cruel.
Well, I haven't yet explained to her why it's wrong.
Can I
Then
ask?
you don't know why it's wrong not to hurt someone. And I shake her
How-
to try to wake her up.
How old is Zen?
Well, that's a sort of complicated question.
Zen, are you going to answer? Oh, she's out. Are you asking above table or as
I'm asking as Echo.
as Echo? Okay.
I don't know that I've actually ever asked a specific age. Just
I've been awake for 10 years.
10 years? You should know the difference between right and wrong. At the bare minimum, you should know why hurting children is just unacceptable.
Is she not a child? She is only 10 years awake.
Yes, but another child should know that hurting other children is bad.
well, oftentimes you have to experience something before you learn a lesson from it. Yeah.
I would like to take that book back.
I tried to stop you. I just want to point that out. Zen. Grim is right. You really shouldn't be throwing things at children. Most people, unless they're trying to hurt us, and then absolutely throw as many things as you want at them.
Oh, if they're trying to hurt us, throw harder things at them.
Well, I was just, first of all, he should have moved. Second of all, I think I just created a new game.
What kind of game did you establish?
Where someone throws a ball and you have to move out of the way, or else it hits you and then you're out.
Well, they should probably be looking in your direction and have agreed to the game before you begin something like that. There's such a thing as informed consent, and it applies to all sorts of things in life between kind of sentient, awake individuals. Don't hurt someone who isn't also trying to hurt you, and don't involve them in games that they haven't priorly agreed to be part of.
If we're doing life lessons, I would like a caveat in the don't hurt someone unless they're hurting you. If they're hurting others, you can also still hurt them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Play it by ear.
Life lessons are great and all, but can we get this fucking book already?
Drew turns around and says, are you guys coming or
Put me down.
Well, I am.
A dropper.
Did the kid take the ball when he ran to his mother?
Yeah.
Damn.
So you follow Droog to the hut, and he'll knock on the frame of the opening, and you hear a voice say, "Enter."
We hear it, or it's in our head?
You hear it.
Okay.
Droog is like, "All right, inside."
The oldest of my slumber.
So you enter this hut. It's low for anyone who's normal size. So Zen, you can just walk right in, no problem. So you kind of duck in.
Really duck.
Blitz will just sort of like mold himself down to fit under without too much difficulty.
Perfect. As you enter, there are hides lining the walls. And in the middle, there's a small fire. Not as big as the one outside, but just a small one, enough for the hut, with a little opening up on top so smoke can leave. There are blankets and cushions on the floor. And there's a right as you walk in on the opposite wall of the hut is this half-orc. You can tell by the skin color, but also wearing the same mask as the Circle of Kosane, but with a larger headdress and many claws and fangs on a large necklace that hangs down to about his gut. He has these bracers that are not metal. They're very thick leather braces with beaded artwork on them. And says, Droog, you've brought visitors. Drew goes, yes, they are outsiders looking for the tome. And you just see his mask, expressionless, kind of scan all of you. Says, all of you join me around this fire. Sit down.
Grim's gonna look at Zarok first.
Am I feeling unsafe to be introduced as an outsider looking for the Tom? Like, what is his reaction to that?
I mean, you can't really tell from expression, but his posture says he's relaxed but dignified.
Zarok looks over at Grim and kind of like nods. And Zarok is actually gonna take off his katana, kind of like hold it in front, and he's gonna actually almost kneel down in front of the fire and lay his katana down to show that there's no ill will or aggression here.
You see the chieftain cock his head and look at you and says, "A follower of the Bushido."
Try to be.
Honorable.
Bushido?
You may sit.
And if the rest of the group hasn't sat or anything, Zarok's gonna look at everybody, kind of like nod his head.
I will sit next to Zarok.
The chief just watches you as you sit. Says, "You know not where you're from, do you?"
No, not really. Is it that obvious?
We see many things. You are out of our sight.
I'm not sure I know what you mean.
I'm not sure either. But you show great potential.
Potential in what?
We will see.
I could have a look at your eyesight if you're having trouble seeing him.
You're an odd one, aren't you? Unique isn't quite a strong enough word.
I just stand there, sort of staring with my blank expression and goggles on.
My friend, you may sit.
Oh, all right. Come over by the fire and I'll just sort of fold my legs into my body. Like a bowling ball, a bowling pin shape with arms.
If this is happening in peripheral of Zarok, he's trying to keep a straight face right now and not be disgusted by this.
Young metal one. So full of life. Come sit down.
She has a name.
I'm sure many of you have names.
I don't call you mask person.
No, you don't.
No.
Let's sit around the fire first. Please.
I'm going to squish next to Zarok and Echo, but I'm going to sit on the other side of Echo and like kind of squish in as best as I can. And have you finished your ale yet?
It is just like the dregs.
Are you still
Warm
holding on?
swill.
Are you holding on to your cup?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. Can I have that? Real quick, I'll give it right back.
What are you going to do with it?
Don't worry about it.
I'm a little worried about it. You just
I'm not going to
assaulted
hurt
another
anybody.
child.
I'm not going to throw it at anybody.
Okay, and I will pass it to her.
Okay. And then she's going to sit crisscross applesauce away from you two again.
Zara kind of eyes Echo for a second.
The exuberance of youth. And you, Drake Warden.
Yes.
a
How do you
fellow-
know that? I don't even know that.
Your egg. It'll be soon.
And it's a drake.
Well, there is an old expression here on this world. It looks like a duck. It quacks like one. I'm sorry. Druid humor.
I just didn't know if it was an ostrich or a dinosaur or a dragon.
You will soon be a warden of a drake.
All right.
Raise it well. They are very loyal creatures. I sense you are another person of a tribe. Am I correct in saying that?
I wouldn't say that I belong to that tribe, but I have lived with one.
I understand completely.
I actually don't know what tribe I even descend from.
Tribal matters seem to plague us both. Go ahead and sit down around the fire. And he'll look at Droog. He's I don't care how much you beep, we're not turning this around.
I'm gonna take Hand and I'm gonna get him to sort of form himself into a small duck and start quacking.
I see what you did there.
Can Hand speak?
Yeah, well, he can make sounds.
Okay. Okay, sure.
Can Hand speak? Have we been robbed of the voice of Hand?
I was just making sure. Because, yeah, exactly.
He'll look at Droog and he says, Droog, you've brought these outsiders here to our tribe. Join us in the fire as well. And Droog will nod his head and sit right across from the chief. He'll look at all of you and say, we're all brought here for a purpose. To seek. To seek answers. To seek a relic. But the intentions are cloudy. I do know where this tome is. It was brought here many millennia ago our tribe are descendants of the original protectors of this relic. Kosein in our tongue means protect. We've protected it through war, through strife, through peace, through outsiders who seek only but a treasure, not knowing the contents of inside. It is our job to make sure this book does not fall into the wrong hands. It has been safeguarded and it will stay safeguarded. Now, what may I ask of Zarok, Glixkill, Xenothia, Nagrim, and Echo? What are the intentions of this book?
Well, you know.
I don't know.
Well, we were asked to come and get it. We don't know.
A deeper understanding.
Yeah. What he said.
Out of character, just to remind me.
Yeah.
Did they give us any context for? Okay, so we
None.
really don't know. Okay.
All your information was a book from an ancient civilization and a picture of it.
May I ask?
Oh, do we have that leather piece that has the picture of it?
It's a cloth piece, and yes, I think
Okay,
you
who
guys.
has that?
I think the captain gave it to you for
Okay, I'll have it.
reference.
May I ask? What is this token exactly?
A book that contains rituals that are beyond anyone's understanding. At least, that is what has been passed down from chief to chief.
So you don't really know any more than we do what's in there.
We were tasked with safeguarding it. To look at the contents would breach our protection.
That's
Where
good.
did this book come from? Who has written it?
It came from a world. No, there are many worlds. It comes from beyond worlds. When we look up at the stars at night, we are looking into another plane of existence, one that you travel by. The cosmos are vast. You travel from one world to the next. That is a mere speck of dust on a large large. Sure. What we know of in this little system is not known in others. And vice versa. We have many things here that other worlds and other systems do not.
And so you mean to say that this is from a different plane of existence?
Yes.
Would the Echo know anything about, interdimensional travel or?
Roll an insight check.
Oh, natural 20 for a total of 26.
All right, keep that inspiration.
Great.
When the chief mentions stuff about being beyond this world and system, looking up at the stars, the cosmos are vast. Oh, this imagery hits you at once. Stars and nebulas. People shrouded in hazy memory, standing with you, looking up at these stars. Flashes of memory of sitting in a temple. Flashes of looking at other worlds around and then looking not at the stars, but in between the stars. That blackness. And preparing yourself. And that's it.
And Go sort of like winces, almost like he has a headache or something. Does not say anything.
Do any of us notice the wincing when this happens?
Roll a insight check.
Zen is occupied doing a thing.
Nat 20. For
Jesus. Damn, guys. Mark that inspiration down. Yeah, you see, I mean, Echo's sitting right next to you. So out of your periphery, you kind of see him go kind of wincing and kind of not in pain, but just kind of uncomfortable. Now, I will ask again. What are the intentions?
I don't think I should answer this question.
That shows a good deal of personal growth there, and I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
I don't think that anybody knows what is the intention.
You have like a library card situation?
No, not for this.
Damn.
You were tasked to find this book.
That would work.
That's troubling.
Have you had any recent visitors who have been trying to find this token?
Well, over the many, many years we've been safeguarding it, there have been many treasure seekers, bounty hunters, glory seekers. All of them have been turned away, either through persuasion or elsewise. But there's been a few who knew somewhat about the contents of this book and wanted to use it for nefarious means.
How would you know that they know the contents if you don't know the contents? They could have been bluffing.
That's a good point.
Said that it contains rituals. I'm sure knows that much is enough.
Yes, anyone who is in search of power or wealth or anything other terrible things that could happen knows about these rituals. We're not sure how. We're not sure what their intentions were. But they've all been turned away. By life or death.
I cannot tell you what the intentions are behind this. But you say you know of us. You know of me, my code. And honor is at the forefront of that code. Is it not?
One would hope.
So all I can promise is to safeguard and make sure it doesn't fall into the wrong hands.
I don't believe anybody here has any real nefarious purpose with anything. Some of us might have complicated understandings of right and wrong due to possible ages, but
I elbow Zen when he says that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
those are simple pieces of the lessons to learn. It's not anything that's going to end up in anything overly nefarious. We are all, I believe, good, well-intentioned people, and I'm not personally really interested in your book unless it is a book of rare ancient recipes.
The chief kind of laughs to himself silently. Goes, that is why I'm talking to all of you now. I do not sense the concept of wrong or evil, any of those perspectives. But I do sense something else. When I look into the fire at night, I see visions. Cloudy. But There is a sense of foreboding, and I fear it. I have not felt fear like this in a long time. I wish to understand it and help where help is needed. It's been a week since those visions started, and all of you show up asking about a book.
Are the visions about a darkness?
Wasn't that all foreboding visions of darkness? Of shadow?
I guess so.
And you describe the visions that you have been having?
Something beyond good and evil. There is no concept of that. Just hunger.
Would you say it is incomprehensible danger?
You could say that about a lot of things. Dangers from the cosmos.
I feel like we're spending a lot of time here being coy about things.
I apologize if you think I'm being coy.
I don't think you're being coy. I know that you're being coy. I would prefer if you have something that you want us to know or something that you want to convey to us that you would just tell us directly. I'm not much for one of, talking around the circles of visions, prophecies, and shadows in the future. I would much prefer if you told us if you needed something, wanted something, or were concerned about something so we could go ahead and get started on it.
I worded that correctly.
Some things are not so simple.
Being coy. I'm telling you what I see. Visions are not always clear.
I'm not worried about your visions. I'm worried about you and what you want to say.
Chieftain, under his mask, rubs his chin. I have already used my words to convey. Maybe it would be easier if we all see it. Everyone grab hands.
Ew.
Grab hands.
Fine.
Will sort of hesitantly take Zarok's hand,
When
then whoever else is on the other side.
Echo grabs Zarok's hand, it's this big red hand, nails kind of like sticking up, pointed out.
Paw.
But it's more of a gentle kind of grasp than what you would expect from a big hulking.
I'm gonna hold Nagram's hand and I'm gonna squeeze it really tight.
Squeeze back.
Squeeze it really tight. and roll your knuckles in my hand. Like,
At that point, the chieftain will look at Droog, and Droog nods, and he'll reach out into this pouch that's right next to the fire. Takes out a handful of, looks like herbs and powder, kind of muddled together,
are we going on a trip?
and he throws it into the fire, and the fire bursts up into this green flame. And that's where we'll end it for tonight.
Ooh.
When you do LSD, there's no limit to what you can imagine.
Imagine.
Yeah, if this is some kind of poison, we're gonna have a problem.
I mean, we should have said no to Droog.
You can't follow a guy whose name is spelled drug and not expect him to try to get you high.
Well, it's the chieftain getting us high.
Well,
It's a Gaelic name.
isn't it the Gaelic version spelled with an I, though? Like D-R-U-I-G?
How did I end up here?
Oh, I spelled it D-R-E-W-G.
That's a no for me, Drew.
Oops.
All right. Well, everybody have a good night.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. We will see you all next week. Remember to follow us on all of our socials. We are now on Threads because we're hip and cool like that. Follow us there on Twitter. Our lovely moderator, my sister Kaylee, has put up all the socials. Please follow us. Please like and subscribe and comment. It absolutely helps us a lot.
Yes.
We all
Yes, please.
support each other. So love you guys. Stay awesome. And we will see you next week.